I wasn't connecting the dots. I wasn't listening to my audience. And so as I'm complaining about not having high customer engagement, I wasn't listening. So I learned this the hard way. Today we're going to be talking about how to improve your customer experience. If you want to improve your customer engagement, you're probably going to have to do a little bit of work. If you find that for whatever reason you don't have any influence, let's say you tell somebody that you bought something and they don't go click the link, your affiliate link. Maybe they don't even know who you are. Like, there's no recognition there when you go places. People aren't really engaging with you based on a reputation that you formed. Maybe it's that your leads don't convert. I get all of it. I've been there, done that, and have a bandana t-shirt to prove it. And it sucks. I know all about it. And honestly, I have not launched some of my programs because I did not get this part right. So, by the way, while I'm here, one of the things that I didn't do a lot of last year was ask you guys to do what I wanted you to do. So I'm going to change that this year. So the first ask I have of you is, if you've made it this far in the video, go ahead and hit the subscribe button and click the notification bell so you don't miss an episode. So let's get into the tips. If you're looking to increase your engagement a little bit more, have better engagement, show your value off. This is going to help you to attract loyal customers. I used to think that I did not have the social proof to really showcase my value. Like, when I was doing my webinars and I would watch other people's webinars, you would see them have like past clients who had testimonials. And I was just thinking to myself, I really don't have anyone who can say that what I shared with them or my value led them to this specific result. And so I was like really skittish about doing that. Then last year, I purchased a program myself, and they asked me to go to some of my clients, 5 of my past clients, and ask them why they came to me, what they thought my strengths were, what they learned from me, or what they got from working with me. And y'all, the outcomes that I thought they should have were not the outcomes that they had. However, the outcomes that they had, they were quite pleased with. They had shared those outcomes and shared me with other friends, and that had grown my business or my client base from there. And that led me to see that I did have social proof. It's just that I wasn't connecting the dots. I wasn't listening to my audience. And so as I'm complaining about not having high customer engagement, I wasn't listening. So they weren't engaging with me because I was not speaking what they wanted to hear. I was not listening. I was not giving them the answer to the questions they were asking. Once you share with them your value and you're getting loyal customers who are sharing you with other people, then the next thing is your voice. And this is where it's going to help you to build relationships with your customers, because you're going to talk to them that they are accustomed to, that they want to hear. You're speaking in their native tongue, if you will. And I found that when I did that, I got a lot more business, and I was a lot more confident, and I was able to take more risks and overcome some fears, because now I kind of was clearer on my lane and where I needed to be. And that was amazing, guys. That was so good to feel when I got that. You communicating with people is another way that you are going to increase your engagement. So you have to know what they're talking about, how they're talking about it, where they're talking about it, so that you can reciprocate. You can engage with them on a level, speaking their love language, if you will. A lot of this comes from you really having clarity around who you are and how you want to show up for your business. It's a whole mindset shift thing that I learned that I needed to make last year. What I want to say is that the mindset has to shift, and that's what I learned. And because of that, I created the CEO Circle for people like me who have this vision for their life that they're trying to achieve, but there are some mental roadblocks in the way. And some of them you don't even know you have. You don't even know that it's a thing until you talk to somebody else who has it figured out. It's a place for you to come, let go of those negative thoughts, those limiting beliefs, those fears, and get into where it is you need to, the headspace that you need to be in to achieve your goals. And so if that's something that you think you might need or want to kind of see what it's all about, in the show notes, the description, you'll see the link to apply. There is an application process because we want the right people who are truly in it and want the motivation, want the encouragement, want the accountabilities. Let's head into this last V, which is visibility. Communication is so much more than the words that come out of your mouth. People are looking at you physically. They are looking at the words you write on a page, the images that you use to describe or to represent your business, your brand. They're listening to the tone in which you speak to them. They're watching your hand gestures, all kinds of things that are not the words coming out of your mouth. So the legacy you leave behind is very important. If you're a business owner and you have a website, people are going to that website to see what you're about and whether or not they want to work with you before they ever click or to call you or to send you the email. They are doing their homework. And so a lot of stuff is speaking for you. So I would suggest that you control the narrative and determine exactly how you want to be seen, how you want that nonverbal message to be conveyed. What do you want it to say about you? Go check out my website, andreapatrick.com, and peruse through the different pages and give me some of your suggestions on what you would like to see more of. What do you think is missing? I'm a one-woman show, or I have been, and so a lot of the stuff I've done myself, and so you just don't ever get back to your stuff when you're busy doing other people's stuff. So I'd like to hear from you. Leave it in the comments below. Tell me what your thoughts are. Anyway, the point is, when it comes to increasing your engagement and having a positive customer experience, it's your value, your voice, and your visibility that are going to be key components into making sure that people get you and they want to keep coming back and they want to talk to you and they want to engage with you. Also, when it comes to my voice, one of the ways that I try to use my voice to build relationships is through the Chamber of Commerce. We've talked about this so many times before about my view on becoming a member of the Chamber and how important I think it is for the growth of your business. But I also have talked about how you can't walk into the Chamber thinking that people are just going to be chomping at the bit to buy from you, but that you have to go into it humbly and as someone who wants to serve before they start to sell, because usually chambers are pretty tight-knit groups and they don't just take warmly to outsiders unless the outsider is trying to showcase their value as well and be someone who's helpful. So I suggest that when you walk into a chamber that you try to serve a little more. But yeah, I love using the chamber to build relationships. It's just such a valuable tool to getting more people to get eyes on your product and then also push other people to use your products. When you have those relationships, you'd be surprised the type of business you can get. Also, when it comes to visibility, you want to show up in a lot of different places. Social media is a great place to be visible and leave your mark by posting polls and asking questions, by having questions and having people answer your questions to get feedback. It's just a way to test the waters and get people engaged in what it is you're trying to do. So it's not just about showing up, but you want to show up with intention. Thank you so much for watching this week's video. I definitely want you to join me again next week. I'm sharing all kinds of information, content, tips, and this year I'm doing a better job actually putting myself in the limelight and sharing with how I'm using these things in my life. Anyway, thanks so much for listening, and we'll see you again next week. Bye.